takes literally every person in the locker room and coaching staff, and you have to, as long as guys aren't pointing fingers, which I feel like there's a lot of people looking internally, you have that chance, and that's what we'll be spending our time doing.
All right, welcome to Brother from Another. Liv Moods is here. First of all, Liv, what's up? What's up, Liv?
What's up? What's up?
Good to see you. Hey, Liv, I know you know about gambling. So you heard the voices there of Will Levis, a starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, and Mike McDaniel, head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Last night, Monday Night Football, one of two Monday Night Football games. This is a great one. Both games are great. One is a 2-point game. The other one's a 1-point game. So it really came down to some good late game situational football. And for the degenerates, and I'm not judging, speaking of myself, for the degenerates, it was really a vexing experience. I would say it was a little bit torturous because, Liv, I had money. My bet your money. I have money on the Tennessee Titans. I had the Titans. I'm getting 13.5. It's a fourth quarter. I'm feeling great. And then a special teams play that I still don't understand why my dude was even trying to mess with the football inside the 10-yard line. Somebody grabbed his arm, grabbed his hand. He still tries to, you know what? Somebody's grabbing my arm. How about with my free arm, I try to catch the football? Fumble. Okay, now it's 20 to 13. Still feeling good though. Got my 13, Liv. Got my 13.5. Okay. All right, 20 to 13. Just milk some clock here. I'm just looking for the cover. And
that cover got a little scary there for a second. It did.
Scary. It went away. Because
it was terrifying.
Next possession, fumble, Derrick Henry, and now it's 27-13. What happened? What happened? And I said to somebody I was watching the game with, this is why you shouldn't gamble. But I will again. I will rise again. But gambling aside, that game was great. And it makes me wonder a couple of things. One, do you really have something? You take it from here. Either you take these two options or add your own. It makes you wonder if you got something in that guy right there, Will Levis, rookie. First rookie to pass for 300-plus yards on Monday Night Football. Do you have something in Will Levis, or are the Miami Dolphins chokers?
Well, I think you see a little bit of both. I think this game shows you a little bit from both sides, because this is not the first time we've seen Will Levis in a clutch situation with this team. We saw him very early on. We saw him in the preseason. We felt really good about what we saw, and maybe not super consistently did we see it happening time and time again. But what we saw from him last night was that he rose to the occasion, which I think is something that any team is hoping for in a quarterback, right? That's actually some of the flack that Russell Wilson gets at times as a Broncos fan is he clutch when it matters.
That's later. That's later in the show.
Listen, I'm just using it. I'm using it as an example,
Here we go.
Holley.
Okay. We're doing this already. We're doing it already.
Because I've heard you say it. I've heard you say it.
Okay.
As good as the stats are, you got to win games. And Will Levis, yes, on a Tennessee Titans team that I don't think a lot of people had faith in to be a strong playoff contender, to make a deep run, or to have a winning season at all, really. This is Will Levis, who's not only covering spreads, not only having clutch moments, but now he's winning games that are very important against, like he said, very strong offenses. And on the other side of it, with the Miami Dolphins, there have been conversations, there have been concerns about, can they beat a team over 500? Can they compete against a Bills team, a Chiefs team, a 49ers team when the playoffs are in conversation? And now we're seeing them lose games that they really have no business losing. If Vegas thought that this Dolphins team was good enough to beat the Tennessee Titans by 2 touchdowns and they lost, I mean, again, what kind of a Miami Dolphins team are we getting late in the season? And are they a team that you trust in a playoff spot? As I watch this Dolphins team more and more, I don't trust them in a playoff spot. I barely trust them Monday Night Football against a rookie quarterback. So very telling for both sides, but I do think all in all, you take away from that game that Will Levis he's serious. He's serious, and he's someone that you can really look at to be a solid quarterback for this team.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last team that won a championship where, you just have a reputation for not being trustworthy and you defy the odds. I really can't think of a team like that. Now, there are teams that have had moments. Like we talked about yesterday with Michael Smith. There are teams that you've given up on at some point in the season, and they come back and make you look silly. So
Broncos.
First year, no, I'm not talking about. No, I'm talking about championships. And first of all, I'm talking about the 21st century, not the 20th century. Okay, we're talking about championships and Super Bowl. I know I did. Yeah, you did. You won in the 21st century. I got it. 2015. I got it. I got you. Peyton. Von Miller. I got you. Cam Newton. Get down and get that fumble, Cam. That ball is right there with your feet. Get on the ground. Get that fumble. Anyway, you've triggered me. Obviously, you've obviously triggered me.
I did.
I had some money on that game too. But I think about Tom Brady's first season with the Buccaneers. In the middle of the season, didn't look like they had it. They rebound. But nobody said, hey, you can never trust a Tom Brady-led team. Nobody ever said that. And then with the Rams, now we may have said that about Matthew Stafford. See, here's Matthew Stafford doing that thing again. But they went through a little bit of a lull, and they came back to win. But I can't think of a team with the profile and the reputation of the Miami Dolphins that's bounced back to win a championship where you beat up on the less thans and you struggle against tough competition. They flipped that last night. This is a less than. I mean, you're a 13.5-point favorite and you blew it. I mean, you choked against the Titans. This is not choking against the Chiefs. It's not choking against the Ravens or the Niners. You're choking against the Tennessee Titans. I don't see it. They'll win I think they win the division, Liv. I don't know if you got them winning the AFC East. I do.
I do.
Win the division.
I grabbed that very early in the season, so I'm still riding that. But again, it's gonna be tough because you got the Bills now trying to make a little bit of noise, trying to get back on their feet, getting a nice good win against the Chiefs. There's some teams talking, and so that's why I call this the witching hour of the season, where we are entering the season within the season where stuff's going to start hitting the fan here pretty soon, because the teams that you've been riding high on, that have been looking sharp, that have had the playoff potential, are going to start to fall, and the teams that you gave up on are going to start to be competitive. So it's going to be interesting how it plays out, but I do still think they can win their division. Yes.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.